Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about Black Adam. So this is the newest film released by DC, and it is... Black Adam is actually a villain, as a villain for Shazam. But in the more sort of business context, this is actually an interesting film going forward. This was the first film released after Walter Hamada's exit from DC Films. Walter Hamada, I believe, took over from Zack Snyder. I think Zack Snyder was the one that was kind of fully in charge of creating the universe. After everything that happened with, I believe it was his daughter, his niece. I think Walter Hamada was brought in just to change direction. He wanted something that was sort of more colourful and something that, in all honesty, the fans didn't really want. You know, he didn't want Henry Cavill to play Superman again. He wanted Ben Affleck's Batman to be replaced by Batgirl. He wanted Superman to be replaced by Supergirl, and have the trinity of Wonder Woman, Supergirl, and Batgirl. The new president that took over, we know there's one acting in charge at the moment. I don't believe there is anyone sort of officially named yet. But the new person completely scrapped Batgirl. I believe that this person has said that he's seen Black Adam, seen The Flash, enjoys them, and they're looking forward to changing things up and actually pushing DC films in a better business direction, because a lot of the last sort of few films for them have not been particularly good. We have had The Suicide Squad, which was absolutely fantastic. I personally really do like The Batman. I know there's a few criticisms about it, but I really enjoyed that. But it didn't make as much money as I would have thought it should have done. There was Birds of Prey, which I didn't like at all. But, yeah, you know, oh well. But Black Adam is definitely, for me personally, I think it's a step in the right direction. It does feel basic. I don't want to sound too harsh, because it's an enjoyable film. It's a very kind of popcorn film. Put something on, yeah, why not give it a go kind of thing. It's not going to set anything ablaze. It's not absolutely extravagant. It's not terrific and, you know, just going to change the universe kind of thing. From a business perspective, yes, it will. But from a film perspective, no. It's a pretty sort of a basic premise, pretty sort of basic plot, and it's a sort of paint by numbers film. But for what it was actually really enjoyable. The Rock was not as charismatic as he normally is within films, and I do think that is because of the character that he's playing. He doesn't want to seem so overly charismatic. He doesn't want to seem like too much of a hero. He does say in it quite frequently, he is not a hero. I do think they've maybe leaned too heavily on the anti-hero a bit too quickly. They have kind of set things up in terms of like him versus the Justice Society. Justice Society, we know as heroes, but they're coming into the Black Adam film and they're seen as antagonists essentially. You know, you've got Black Adam who has saved the people of Kandark, and they will look at him as a hero because of what he's done. But then you've got the true heroes coming in and trying to stop him. Now, to everyone in Kandark, they're seen as the villains. But obviously, from their point of view, they know his background, they know how powerful he is, they know the potential consequences. And I don't think they said that enough for the audience, for the people that don't really know him as a character. So I think it's too much of an anti-hero film for me personally to start with. But they have definitely set up something really interesting going forward. I'm not going to spoil it here. I'm pretty sure everyone has seen it. There is an end credit scene, and it is probably one of the greatest end credit scenes I've seen in a DC film to date. Actually, quite possibly one of the best end credit scenes I've seen at all. It's not from a film perspective. From a film perspective, it is kind of a basic one. It's kind of like, yeah, it has to happen kind of thing. But from the perspective of DC as a company, it's a massive, massive statement. You know, it's something that this new regime, if you want to call them, the new people in charge are really making that statement of, no, this is what we're doing. We are moving towards this direction. So kind of bear with us. And I think that is one of the best things they could have done. And because of it, I'm all for it. You know, I'll gladly hand them money. I will go see this film again if I can. I've already pre-ordered the special edition Blu-ray. I'm in for this, you know, and I know The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, has talked a lot about sort of 15 years in the making, that kind of thing. I don't believe it has been 15 years, and especially for a film like this, I don't think it's a good thing for anyone to say that it's been 15 years in the making, because it doesn't feel like a 15 years in the making film. Like I said, it does feel very kind of basic, but it's clearly a project that he was very passionate about, and of course, why wouldn't you be? You know, you want to do a comic book film, you want to do it justice, and I do think that he's done actually a very good job. You know, he has kind of dulled his characteristics down a little bit for this film, and overall, I thought everyone was pretty good in it. To be honest, I thought Pierce Brosnan was fantastic, but again, that might just be biased because he was my Bond, you know. But overall, it's amazing how kind of small scale this film is, but it also feels quite grand as well. And it's just a really fun, enjoyable film, and I am really looking forward to the future of DC films now. I am where I was, you know, even a couple of months ago, quite disappointed by the direction. I'm hopeful, and I really, really do think things are going to be looking up. I still have to sort of manage my expectations a little bit, but overall, great, enjoyable film, and I would very much recommend it. If you are a rock film, if you like The Rock, if you like DC films, or if you like Black Adam, maybe you might like this. But yeah, I would say definitely go and see this film. I think it needs all the help it can get, especially I've seen some of the critical responses and they've not been particularly kind. And I think that's a little bit unfair, because I think it's better than they're making it out to be. It's not perfect, but one hell of an enjoyable film. But if you guys have seen Black Adam, please let me know what you guys think about it down in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, because it really does help me out. And I'll see you all in the next video.